Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to continue to discuss the Halloween movie series. And of course, in this one, we'll be discussing Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. And of course, it brings back and the only character that comes back is Donald Pleasence. And I'm going to mention him, throughout this video. I'm going to mention at the end that this was really his last movie role. And I'm going to explain to that, in a minute. Of course, Donald Pleasence is the only character that really comes back in this film. One thing that I forgot to mention in my review of Halloween 5 was the fact that there was this guy in a black suit carrying a suitcase walking around the town, and his character was never really explained. His character is a little bit explained in this film, and I'm going to also get into that. This movie is really a disorganized mess. And there are two versions of this film. This one is the theatrical cut, which everybody knows, which is a complete utter disaster, and that's the producer's cut, which explains everything. But it explains why Michael Myers, or The Curse of Michael Myers, basically is a movie that explains why Michael Myers is systematically killing his family. And that's because there's an old Druid curse, and that's the symbol, or the rose symbol that's on, his Michael Myers' I think his leg or something. And there's this little cult, and they pass out the curse like once a generation or whatever, or every other generation. There's a curse. There's one particular person who goes out systematically and kills every single member of his family, and that's what Michael Myers is, which completely screws up the whole plot of the first two Halloween films. There's his mass killer, particularly the plot of the first Halloween film. It kind of messes it up in the second one when he mentions he's killing his family, going after members of his family, like Jamie Lee Curtis's sister, is killing his sister, then he's killing his niece, went after his niece, and he's going to continue killing every member of his family because of this so-called curse. Which I just said they completely screws up the whole plot of the original Halloween film, and so it's really messed up. And the guy who was like the head of this little cult was played by Mitchell Ryan. Of course, many of you will know him as the villain in the very first Lethal Ripper film. So he plays the head of this cult, and he wants to recruit Dr. Loomis to help him track down and capture Michael Myers again. At this point, Dr. Loomis is now retired. He's still alive. And one thing I also forgot to mention in Halloween 5 is that it has a very similar ending to Halloween 2, when Dr. Loomis blows himself and Michael Myers up. Well, guess what? Michael Myers comes back from the dead because of this Druid curse, and they're trying to stop Michael Myers, or at least the cult guys are trying to continue to them kill his family, while Dr. Loomis is trying to stop everything. So it's like, who's stronger, the stupid satanic cult, or Dr. Loomis? Well, all this is going on with Jamie, who is now playing an older actress playing the part. I should mention this movie came out in 1995. This film, 6 years after the last one. So, which of course takes, and this is like the longest span of between the movies, 6 years, and they should have stopped with the last one, because the sixth one was so horrible, such a mess, and the character Tommy, who was the original kid that Jamie Lee Curtis was babysitting in the original film, comes back, takes the baby from that Jamie has, originally played by Danielle Harris, and he's trying to protect this baby from Michael Myers, because he knew, he did some research that Michael Myers is going to kill every single member of his family. So he knew if he trying to protect this from putting this baby in an orphanage and stuff, and he's also trying to find Michael Myers. So like 3 people in this film are tracking Michael Myers down, like the Loomis, Tommy, and the guy who runs this cult. And of course, what happens is, of course, they, in the end, of all the times that Michael Myers was beat up in this film, I mean, literally, I'm talking about, he was shot, blown up twice, well, technically blown up 3 times, with dynamite in the hospital, in the second film, and of course, at the ending of the fifth film, he was blown up a 3rd time. So, all the times that he was blown up, shot, stabbed, run over, he gets hit over the head with a lead pipe by Tommy, and it's him. But instead of being Michael Myers' face under the mask, Dr. Loomis tracks the guy down. This is actually in the producer's cut. Takes the mask off, and has the Mitchell Myers character in there. And of course, at the end, now it looks like it's finally at the end of the series. And Richard Ryan gets up and tells him everything that's going on. And he's just like a spirit. He's not even a real person anymore at this point. Michael Myers is not a real person at this point. He's just a spirit trying to kill his whole family. And now he's done everything. Killed his whole family. Now he's free. His spirit is now free. And now there's going to be someone else taking over the mantle. And guess who of all people take over the mantle? Dr. Loomis. And so because he has that symbol in his forearm, and he screams, "No!" And he screams at the... He doesn't scream like Mark Hamill in Empire Strikes Back. He just goes, "No!" And that's really, literally the last time you hear of Donald Pleasence on screen. But in the theatrical version, you just see him yell, or you just hear him yell, but you don't see him with the mark on his arm, and the whole bit of the curse is explained. In the theatrical cut, the curse is not even explained properly, because that's a complete... Both versions really are a complete mess. And... Oh, excuse me. Like I said earlier, this was the last movie role that Donald Pleasence made, because not too long after when he shot his scenes, kind of like what happened with Carrie Fisher when she did when she filmed her scenes for The Last Jedi, and she was coming home from England after showing her scenes for The Last Jedi, when she had a heart attack on a plane and shortly died after that. Well, that's what happened to Donald Pleasence. He died not too long after he finished his scenes for Halloween 6. So this was really his last film, and even though there were, I consider 2 more films before you have the reboots with Rob Zombie. You had 2 more films in the Halloween series, and they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, which I want to get into when I've seen. I know I saw Halloween Resurrection, but I've never seen Halloween H2O yet. So when you finally see Halloween H2O, I'm going to do reviews of those 2 films, and hopefully get it done before Halloween comes. I hope, God willing, and we'll see then. But I do enjoy the Halloween movies, even though the last 2 films were a mess, but particularly the 6th one. Halloween 6 was a complete mess, and it's a shame that Donald Pleasence, who played such an iconic character in the Halloween films, plus he also played Blofeld, as I mentioned when I did the first Halloween film, a review of it. And Donald Pleasence played Blofeld in the movie You Only Live Twice, the famous James Bond film. There's only 2 roles he's ever known for, and for him to end, not only play his last role, but to really effectively end the Halloween. Really, Halloween 6 is really the end of the Halloween films. The end of such a terrible movie. I mean, it really is a shame. And this movie was such a huge disappointment. So let me review of Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com, that's all WDY. rallyc.com, that's the homepage of the Rally Reviewer. Christine Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.